Alright, so hopping in the car. Everything seems to be looking pretty good so far. First time it's been on the ground since the turbo, so let's back it up. Alright, so one of the biggest things that I need to fix, I was gonna just try to screw this into this one for now, but it just ended up breaking, so very useless. So that's definitely gonna probably be moving around. I need to try to come up with a little bit better solution to that, but right now I don't really care about that. So let's go for a drive. Let's just see if this will get into boost. Oh yeah, she definitely gets into boost. Alright, so I just got check engine light. Not sure exactly what that is, but we'll figure that out in a second. But this definitely needs to get fixed. Alright, so after that quick drive, I went to go just double check the check engine light, and it is my secondary O2 sensor because I don't have it plugged in, so that's why I'm getting this code. And then obviously the traction will always usually come on with that, so I will have to, I think on my last one, the reason why this never popped up was because I had the AMT tune on here and it actually got rid of not having a secondary cat or a secondary O2 sensor. So but I will have to either try to take one off my old exhaust, even though it's really rusted on there, or put a new one on there, so that way I can get rid of this check engine light, because I know O2 sensors shouldn't be that expensive. So well, let's go on another quick ride, see how well this is driving. But yeah, other than just flashing check engine light, well, flashing traction control, and then just that little check engine light for the O2 sensor, this car seems to be running pretty good. Like I'm about 6 pounds of boost right now. I've been trying to mess with this controller a little bit to see if I can get it to be more. I'm not familiar with it yet. So looking at my last pull, looks like I did hit 6 PSI on the last pull, so I think what I am changing is correct. I just gotta figure out what it actually means. Because all I did was just look at a video real quick for that. I never even really read the instruction. Looks like the highest boost thing I hit was 6.34. So closer to the base tune of what it's supposed to be, 6 to 7, I believe, or something like that, or 7 to 8. So I would like to bring this around 10 to 12 and have it tuned good. Something else too that I realized, I don't have 91 octane gas in here. This is still 87, so I definitely need to get that in here as well, so that way it doesn't give me any problems either, which I don't think it's going to. It's just not giving me all the power I need. It's been about a week later since I went on my first drive. I've been driving this car pretty much every day, and everything's been going pretty good. So I've had a few little issues, but nothing that wouldn't surprise me with just a base tune. So I don't think I pushed my last Corolla as hard as I have with this Corolla, since I had to break in the turbo last time. This time the turbo is perfectly broken in. Everything's been done to it. So, but I'm just going to kind of give it a once over, make sure everything is good, tighten up anything, make sure nothing has come loose. But everything's been good other than a check engine light and stuff, because I did not have my O2 sensor in there. So after about a few days of letting this sit with penetrant fluid on the old exhaust and getting leverage on it after it was out of the car, I was able to break both of these loose. So one of these was actually from my old exhaust, which it looks like someone had already replaced it at one point. And then this one came off the car that I had now. So this one is a Denso Toyota, and this one is a Bosch. So I'm pretty sure someone at one point replaced one of the O2 sensors on my original Corolla, but I'm gonna go with this one. This one looks cleaner and nicer. This one I struggled to take off. I started rounding the nut off just a little bit, but I got the car jacked up. I'm just gonna put this on there and then go over everything and just tighten everything up, and then we'll go on a nice ride and see how well everything is performing. All in all, that took like 10 minutes. So now I'm just gonna go through, tighten up all my boost fittings, and make sure everything is nice and tight, and then we'll be ready to go on a ride. So I'm under the car. I just wanted to show you guys where the oil drain is. Doesn't look like there's any oil coming out of there. All around the pan, looks good. No oil. So I'm just kind of going around tightening any of the boost fittings on the intercooling piping, so that way I know they don't come loose. So I'm just kind of going through snugging them all up. They all seem pretty snug, so I just wanted to make sure nothing comes loose. And then also too, I added on, when I was doing this, there's a couple like sharp points on the frame. I put this rubber tubing here because it rubs up against, you can kind of see where it was rubbing up against my last car. So I put some of this rubber tubing around some areas that it rubs up against, so that way it won't wear a hole in here. But all in all, everything looks pretty good. I'm not going to bother doing any oil changes or anything like that for another 5,000 miles because I should be good. Like I said, everything's broken in. Nothing's going to need a break-in oil change. So but just kind of checking under here, making sure there's no leaks. Everything looks good from what I can see. No leaks, no rubbing. Alright, so I'm just going to double check the check engine lights, make sure it's the only one I have is the O2 sensor. I'm going to clear them, and then we'll see if it comes back or not. So hopefully that's the only one. I haven't checked the check engine lights since I first got it, because I didn't think anything else would come up. So still looks like it's the same stuff, one check engine light, and then the ABS stuff comes on right with it. So hopefully I can get rid of this, because this has been kind of annoying with that flashing vehicle stability control light on there. So hopefully nothing else pops up and we'll clear the codes and it won't come back. So oxygen sensor, that's what it is. So I'm gonna clear out all the codes. Alright, everything just went off on the dash, so hopefully it'll stay like that. Alright, so far no check engine lights, so that hopefully it cleared up my problem. Car feels pretty good. there is a little bit of like boost lag. It probably comes on pretty good around 4,000, 4,500 RPM. But other than that, below that, I mean, kind of feels like a normal Corolla. Maybe a little bit better, but it doesn't start to build good boosts until about 4,000 RPM. So I just kept the scan tool hooked up to the car for now, just to make sure any other check engine lights come on. I could check it real quick, but there really isn't any reason to have this in here. But I have to say, for some reason on this Corolla, it feels so much better than the last Corolla, and I don't know why, but it does for some reason. I mean, I'm hitting about the same amount of boost. I mean, I'm maxing out right now almost about 7 PSI. If I go any higher, I think I'm getting some type of fuel cut or boost cut from the piggyback ECU, the AEM ECU that I have, because that also has a vacuum hooked up to it, so it can monitor how much boost pressure you have. But yeah, and anytime I go over 7 PSI of boost, like I said, I was getting like some type of fuel cut issue, so we'll definitely figure that out on the dyno soon. But so far, a few good pulls, and I haven't had any check engine lights come on, so I'd say we're doing pretty good. I'm just gonna unplug it for now. We'll just have it there for handy dandy if we need it. And something else too that I noticed, I do have like an exhaust like rattle. I don't know what it's rattling. It's not, it sounds like it's rattling against something else. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on camera, but it's not super loud, but I can hear it. And for anybody wondering how the coilovers are doing, they're doing pretty good. Haven't had any issues. I got the alignment. It feels pretty good. The only thing I would say is they're a lot stiffer than I would hope for, but they're not bad. They feel good. Like, you can feel pretty confident when you're driving around corners. it needs that 6th gear for this car. I don't know why they didn't put it in here, but it could really use it. And sooner or later, I would love to. I plan on swapping this over to the 6-speed, as well as getting a LSD, so that way this car can handle and perform a lot better. And maybe one day, I mean, I would like to take this car to the track and see how well it performs. But right now, I just gotta get everything fine-tuned, get everything going good. But I mean, so far we've maxed out at 6.8 pounds of boost. Like I said, I think I have it set to around 7. Every time I tried to go a little higher than that, around 5,000, 5,500, it would like cut out a little bit. And then it'll let me rev it higher again. So, but this car definitely, I mean, it turns this car into like a nice car. I mean, like, the Corolla is always a nice economy car, but this definitely gives it that top end that it needed, and it can make it a lot more fun than it was. But comment down below what you guys want to see next on this car. I want to keep doing more performance stuff if I can. I mean, I'm debating on it either if I want to upgrade the fuel system with a better fuel pump and everything like that, or do an E85 swap, and get this running E85. Because if I keep it on E85, I can probably keep the stock, pretty much everything stock on the fuel system. From what I know, I can. If not, I mean, I'll upgrade it anyways, but I would like to see an E85 Corolla. I don't think I've seen one yet, but it'll be pretty interesting to do that. And luckily around me, E85 is readily available. But so far, I mean, I've done quite a few good pulls. No check engine lights. Only light that keeps popping on is my traction control. So, but and if I had to guess right now, I mean, I've done like 1 or 2 standstill like accelerations, and I probably would have to say the 0 to 60 is probably somewhere between 5 and 6 seconds. So it's not like stupid fast, but it's also not really slow either. So and I have to say, definitely first gear in this car, like, it's, I mean, obviously it still works and it gets you rolling, but if you try to smash the gas, you'll start spinning the tires, and it just revs all the way up to like the 6,500 or whatever it is. red line. So that would be something I would like to do too, because I know Monkey Wrench Racing sells like new lifter kits and stuff like that for these cars that allow you to rev it up to, like, I would like to at least get to like 7,200 or something like that, conservatively. And they sell kits and stuff like that that you can replace and the blow-off sounds have to be my favorite on this car. I would love to be able to get the turbo flutter, but from what I've been told, the only way to do that is to pretty much prematurely wear out your turbo, and that would be pretty much getting rid of your blow-off valve. I was gonna try to look into other ways to do it, but I haven't really had a chance yet. But yeah, guys, stay tuned, because dyno run should be coming up pretty soon. So would love to see how much power this car is really making. I'm hoping at least minimum 250 to the wheels. We'll see how much I can push it. Try to get the boost around 10, 11 PSI, somewhere around there. But that should still be pretty conservative for this car. Not super conservative, but it's not, I don't think it's super dangerous for this car, because I've talked to a few other people and I know they're pushing between 10 to 13 and they seem to be doing it pretty reasonably. So I'm hoping if I can get to 10 or 11 and at least 250 to the wheels, that would be great. So I know there's a little bit of dyno tuning that needs to be done, because I'm hoping that they can get the idle running a lot better. And then, like I said, that boost cut or fuel cut, whatever I'm getting, if I start raising it up higher. So, but all in all, like I said, this car is running great. Shifts feel good. Clutch seems to be holding up pretty good. Like I said, I've been slipping the wheels. I do maybe smell clutch every now and then, but sooner or later, I have an upgraded clutch I need to throw in here, but I have to be honest, I'm lazy, and so I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But I'm hoping that on the dyno, the clutch doesn't slip too bad, or doesn't slip at all. But if it does, then definitely we'll have to swap out the clutch. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video right here. I think when I put the turbo on, I had 132,000 and like maybe 20 miles or something like that. So right now I have 132,400. So I've pretty much put on about 400 miles on this turbo setup so far. And like I said, this turbo setup feels so much better than my last turbo setup. So, and like I said, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but as I was running, highest boost I hit was about 6.8. I would almost like to double that. So hopefully I can. Shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, I'd like to get around 11, 12, hopefully. I know on these cars, fuel is usually where it starts cutting off at when you start getting to higher boost pressure. So I'm hoping with the 550cc injectors I have, the fuel pump can keep up with them. Because I believe the 550cc injectors can do easily like 350 to 400 horsepower. So we'll definitely find out later on. So, but with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.